that's what you were told, right? And we always believe what we're told, especially from lifelong bureaucrats. That always works out well. We just believe whatever they say. 888-589-8840. But here's the fun part. This guy was, I don't know, kind of walking around in broad daylight going, hey, I'm right here. I'm in the middle of Benghazi. I'm having lunch at the cafe. You can't stop me. And then they finally got him. Again, I'm confused by this because I was told that terrorism didn't have anything to do with 9/11, 2012. I was told that it was all about this video that this guy made that made Muslims so angry. And, of course, they are so animalistic they can't control their anger when they get angry. Lots of other people can control their anger, but evidently, according to the administration, the Muslims in Benghazi were so angry they couldn't control themselves, so they had to, go kill an ambassador and tear down a consulate and kill 3 of our boldest and bravest. So then when they ship their body bags back to the U.S., there's the president and the Secretary of State standing at Andrews, welcoming them in, going to each one and whispering in the air, yes, I know it's a very trying time, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to get that stinker who made that video. Because the stinker that made the video, again, was the reason why all of this took place, right? So what's the self-congratulations for, Mr. President? Why are we so excited about what we think we did? Because evidently what you said then or what you said now, one of them's not true. Which one is it? 888-589-8840. Maybe you have a thought on that. Would welcome your thoughts. And he just announced he is sending 275 troops to Baghdad, not to fight al-Qaeda. They're there to guard the embassy. Here's another interesting story as well, and then I'm going to go to calls. A former IRS IT employee has come forward. This is starting to get very interesting. A former IRS IT employee. You know what the IT employee is? What does IT do? They information technology. What do they store? What do they keep track of? Those IT professionals. What are those ITs all good about? Maybe electronic communication and how to keep it? Well, a former Internal Revenue Service IT professional that's no longer with the IRS is not buying the whole story that Lois Lerner's emails got blown up or tossed away or anything else. He's not buying it at all. So it'll be interesting to see if he's given any credibility, but it looks like there may be some things to answer for in the whole email scape thing. 888-589-8840, 888-589-8840. Let's go to Lou in Wisconsin because he wants to talk about Benghazi. Lou, welcome. You're on with Kevin McCullough. So glad to have you with us.
Thank you. I find it amusing how you sometimes are specific when it's your point of view, and then other times you generalize or tell outright falsehoods. Like the other day when you said that the people released for people, the 5 guys that were released for the U.S. soldier had planned 9/11, which was false. And then
I never said that they planned 9/11. But
look back at the tapes. You said it, and then what you said was, well, they're all Taliban, so what's the difference? Well, we had the president who got us into Iraq, which and we all.
Lou, you have one in the White House. You have one in the White House who's ruined your economy, lying to your face, has let terrorists out of prison, is now debating whether or not he's supposed to do anything as Al-Qaeda sweeps through the Middle East, and you still want to argue about George Bush.
George Bush had the stock market at 6,500 when he left. The whole world was disillusioned with the United States.
All right, Lou, do you have anything to say on today's topic? Today's topic. Okay.
I do. I am proud
Which
of the
is?
president. I am proud of the president. I am proud of Hillary Clinton. I am proud of the administration for nailing the guy that was, responsible for Benghazi.
Well, the Secretary of State had nothing to do with nailing this guy because she's not there anymore.
I am proud of my government. I am proud of the United States, and I think that you do a disservice to the United States of America. I don't think you're patriotic. I think what you're trying to do basically is start a Christian-Muslim war. That's what I really believe that your mission is.
All right. All right, Lou. You think whatever helps you sleep at night, sir. You be proud of this crew. You own that. I'll let you take every bit of credit for that one. Let's go to George in Missouri. Hi, George. Welcome. Kevin McCullough with you.
Hey, Kevin. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm glad we got the guy that did Benghazi finally.
He's left the birdcage. But anyway, this Benghazi thing, this is all to set up Hillary for a run for the Democrats.
This doesn't help her, though.
Setup. And these people, I'm not proud of my government. I think they're the biggest bunch of terrorists, the Democrats and that president.
But, George, hold on a second. Today's actions do not help Hillary Clinton.
Well, all I'm saying is that I think they want to try to clear her so she can get a better run.
Oh, of course they do. But we're talking this group that's in power right now, and it's really, thank you, George, for the call. It's really telling. It's really telling. And Lou from Wisconsin is the perfect supporter of that gang because these are the Keystone Cops. They honestly are the most befuddled, bumbling, stumbling, rumbling goof makers that we've ever elected to public office. And they walk around with this elitist brand about themselves that says, we are smarter than you. We know more than you. Who cares if our economic theories wreck the economy and plunge us into the toilet economically? Who cares if the healthcare takeover destroys the average family's ability to have health insurance? Who cares if we're making you pay for things like abortions for men when the likelihood that they're ever going to need them is like so infinitesimally small you can't even come up with a percentage to rank it. These people do this kind of stuff. The president was AWOL the night of Benghazi. We don't know where he was from 5:16 of the night of the attack until 6:30 the next morning. But we do know what he was doing the next morning. He was on a plane to Vegas to raise money for his presidential run and to play a little golf, baby. We know that. We know that this weekend he went and gave a commencement speech in Southern California, griped at the kids that were there about the people that still haven't bought into his theory that the world is being destroyed by mankind in the form of global warming, which we're not even in a warming period, haven't been for about 18 years, and all of that. And as soon as he's done, what does he do? He gets on his plane and flies from Los Angeles down to Palm Springs, burning more carbon in one little airline jaunt than you and I can spend in a year driving the biggest SUVs you can find. That's the funny thing. It would be funny if it wasn't so ridiculously dangerous and sad. And what's Lou's response? Well, you're just trying to start a war between Christians and Muslims. I don't know if you've noticed, Lou, the radical Muslims that attacked us on 9/11, the ones that killed a whole bunch of people in Pakistan 2 weeks ago that called themselves Taliban. The next day, a whole bunch of them that did it in Afghanistan, calling themselves the Taliban as well. The ones that have rolled through the north and western portions of Iraq, slaughtering and tens, dozens, hundreds, thousands of people so far, simply for being Christian or simply for identifying themselves as someone that was sympathetic to the old regime. I don't know if you noticed in I think it was Kenya over the weekend where the people were watching the World Cup and they just came in and they just if you said that you were a Christian and not Muslim, you just got shot. They just shot you right there on sight. I don't know if you've noticed, Lou, but these aren't Christian groups running around beheading, killing, slaughtering, annihilating people. None of them are. And you're going to go, well, there was an anti-abortion protester 25 years ago that blew up an abortion clinic. Oh, and by the way, George Bush was the devil. That's what you've got to come back with. when every day before your very eyes, the world is changing rather dramatically, and the elites that have been in charge and telling us how smart they are and how awesome they are at everything that they do, they seem to be rather clueless in what to do. Now, I give us props for going and getting the guy in Benghazi. Finally. We've only known where he was for months, but we got him. So kudos for that. But isn't it a shame that the victims of Benghazi were lied to, that they were told that this was a spontaneous demonstration that rose up out of nothing because some guy in Southern California put a YouTube on the internet that nobody had ever even watched? 888-589-8840. 888-589-8840. Let's go to Kevin in Mississippi. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, I'm good to talk to you again.
Good to talk to you.
I'm always thanking God for AFA and AFR. We get some truth. I know that news broadcasting has got to be hard enough in and of itself, just because you're so inundated with so much information, and who knows just exactly what's true. But I hope and pray that the American people aren't hoodwinked again by this sham, because this guy probably could have been taken a number of times, any number of times, for quite a long period of time. And this last little deal with the 5 prisoners from Guantanamo Bay and releasing them, that's probably as bizarre a thing as could possibly happen.
Truly one of the strangest policies I've ever seen a president institute, to let those guys go. Doesn't make any sense. Can't explain why they did it.
It's undescribable. It's beyond belief. I'm maybe older than you. I don't remember. I wasn't really with the Vietnam thing, but I know that there was a lot of garbage with that, and there's been a lot of garbage all along the way. And the idea that our news media is presently not liberal. Liberal doesn't describe communist or socialist, but they're backing those types of ideas is just, from where I come from with my background, the whole idea is just so crazy that, healthcare, for gosh sakes, we know enough about economics to know that we need more doctors and nurses to increase competition, and until that happens, we won't have better health care. We know that.
All right, Kev, I appreciate your heartfelt thoughts on that. Thank you for the call. Let's go to Allison in Illinois. Hi, Allison.
Hi. I want to thank you for your show.
Thank you.
I would like to just say, because I just tuned in, and it made me sick that I think it was the next to last caller, to hear someone ranting about how, I think he said he was proud of this government, and it just made me sick, because I consider this government to be the most despicable, most disgraceful, especially Hillary Clinton, because of what she's done to the 4 Americans who died in Benghazi.
Allison, what difference does it make?
I am so ashamed of this current administration and government, and as someone from Chicago who grew up in a very liberal, very Democrat state or environment, I was misled. I was poisoned by this and by this mentality that especially Hispanic Americans, that we need to do things like illegal things or just I'm referring to immigration. That there's no empowerment in that, or even as a woman, there's no empowerment in things as abortion, which the Democrats, the liberals, champion. That is all a deception. And I fortunately, thank God that I know better now. I have, my eyes have been opened to pro-life, marriage between one man and one woman, and pro-Christian. These values, these basic beliefs and values as a Christian, have led me out of that deception, and that's basically what I wanted to say.
All right, Allison, appreciate your call. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of the idea. Every day, friends, it's important that we obliterate the confusion, and there's a lot of confusion that's purposefully put out into the ether just for us to try to be absorbed with. Every day, people are spending billions of dollars to keep you confused on purpose. We're kind of reversing that trend here. Obliterate the confusion, amplify truth, pursue clarity. That's the goal. Kevin McCullough, always honored to have you with us at AFA Today on AFR Talk.